Hey yo, it's Nigel, gaming Death Stranding 2 on the PlayStation 5 with the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller themed after Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is Hideo Kojima Productions' follow-up to Death Stranding from the PlayStation 4 and, eventually in the PlayStation 5. And yes, this is the first exclusive PS5 game to release this year, and I have to say, after playing a handful of hours, that Hideo Kojima has indeed done it again. Now, PlayStation has corrected the inability to release a huge library of games by releasing DualSense controllers that are themed after the handful of games that they are releasing this year, and I am a sucker and I have picked up yet another DualSense controller. But this one's a bit different. It's a little more simple than the other ones that they've released. And in my modification brain, I thought this one was totally worth investing in, because simple is better when you're a person that enjoys modifying controllers. When I saw that Kojima chose to go for a mostly all-black DualSense controller, I didn't think, oh, that's lazy. No, instead I thought, you know what? I can fix her. I can fix her. And I went out, bought my ExtremeRate DualSense shell and my Oniaim controller protectors in all yellow to add to the accents already existing on the DualSense. Now, to be fair, I do think that they chose all black to go along with the theme of the gooey ghost on the beach, known as BTs or beached things. Now, where I'm from, beach things means something different, but I digress. Ain't about that. What was I talking about? Oh, the shells. Now, taking off the shells on the DualSense controllers is relatively easy. ExtremeRate always sends you with another tool each time you buy the add-on accents. And essentially, you just need to focus on these bottom corners. There's 3 points. This bottom corner on the handles and the 1 point underneath the center of the 2 joysticks. The 2 spots underneath the handles are relatively easy to get access to and peel off. I always start there in order to create a little bit of room and a little bit of space, so that when I release this 3rd spot, there's a little bit more room to maneuver. This one was a little tricky, I think, just because I was kind of not really focusing and not paying too close of attention to what I was doing. I ultimately had to go to the space on top, but I must warn you to be a little bit careful when you're doing this, because there may come a time when you want to put this shell back on and you don't want to damage it too much. But like I said, if you start from the bottom and move your way inwards, you're creating a little bit more space, which makes it easier to pop the shell off and eventually get it off of the DualSense controller. Now, in comparison, swapping in the new shell is relatively easy. All you need to do is insert these 2 little horns into the DualSense first, and then push those down, and then go to these bottom corners on the handles and shove those in. There's no need to necessarily be gentle. They will just kind of snap into place. If you're having a hard time just make sure that you are pushing in those two little horns into the DualSense properly, shoving them all the way in. And then once those are in, the handles should snap in pretty easily. Now, the one thing you do want to make sure you do is push down the center underneath the joysticks. Oftentimes that part will not go in all the way, and you'll have to make sure that you snap that in. Pretty easy. Much easier than taking the shells out. The Oniaim joystick protectors. They're like condoms for your joystick. She won't feel the difference, but you absolutely will. Now, like I said before, I enjoy the fact that this is modifiable because it allows for me to add these joystick protectors, because unlike other games, first party games from PlayStation 5, Death Stranding 2 on the beach is not a mashy mash game. You really do have to aim and focus on what you're doing with your joysticks and have precision aiming to slaughter and kill your enemies. So these Oniaim protectors make it so that you're not really rubbing around the rim too harshly. You're protecting your girl from rubbing off any excess residue that can do harm in the future. Pause. Unpause. So yeah, this was a nice little addition because not only does it add a nice accent to the controller, but it makes it a little bit easier to aim and focus while playing the game. Oh man, I think I outdid myself this time. I mean, look at her, that black and yellow? I think even Wiz will be about that. You'll be ready to play some Death Stranding 2 on the beach instantly. Oh yeah.
Try sticking your thumb out, like you're giving me a like.
Hey yo, you know the like button is free? If you made it this far into the video, we appreciate you spending your time with us. Subscribe and we'll see you in the next one.